Not long ago, I went to my mailbox and found a Happy New Year's Day card. On the front of the card was a photograph of some people on the surface of Mars. They were standing together and waving as though it were a vacation snapshot. Above them appeared the words, Happy New Year, January 1st, 2071. Inside the card was a message which read, Hello, Alexander. My name is Sarah, and I'm your great-great-granddaughter. I hope this card finds you well in the late 1990s, because where I am, you've been dead for nearly 40 years. In fact, we just interred your frozen remains and shot you into outer space. So I thought this would be a nice time to drop you a little note and say, hi. How I'm able to send a letter back in time may be a little difficult for you to understand, so I'm not going to waste my time trying to explain it to you. Suffice it to say that a lot of things have changed in the last 8 decades. I'll try to put it into a nutshell. Just after the turn of the century, there were massive changes in the Earth's atmosphere. Global temperatures started dropping dramatically. While studying this phenomenon, scientists discovered that the Earth was not simply a rock circling in space, but that it was, in fact, a living organism with thought patterns of its own. It seemed at first that the Earth was intentionally veering away from the Sun in order to counteract global warming. However, as temperatures continued to drop, it became clear that the Earth was taking things a step further and attempting to freeze the human race out of existence. It didn't work, though. People simply adapted to the cold weather. Hot chocolate sales skyrocketed, and the Winter Olympics were held every 6 weeks. So the Earth tried another tactic. It slowly started circling in closer to the Sun, hoping to burn off its inhabitants, much in the way that a fever attacks a virus. It's a widely held belief that the Earth was going through serious emotional problems during this period, and while heading toward the Sun may not have been an out-and-out suicide attempt, it must at least be looked upon as a cry for help. Things got so hot that everyone just assumed the Earth was going to plunge itself into the Sun. Department stores and car dealerships had huge end-of-the-world sales. Coppertone Sunblock 50 was being sold on the black market for $3,000 an ounce. Dick Clark, who still appeared to be about 36, hosted the big apocalyptic Fiery Death Top 40 Rock and Roll Dance Bash on the World Satellite Network. And every time you turned on your radio, it was that same song with those same spooky lyrics. It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. Well, it was the end of the world as people knew it, but the Earth did not collide with the Sun. It did snuggle up really close, however. Close enough to melt the polar ice caps, which resulted in the greatest flooding the modern world has ever known. Only people from Missouri and Bangladesh survived because they were used to floods and could adapt. Huge floating cities were developed. Gold and silver were replaced by fiberglass and styrofoam as international monetary standards, and the dolphin replaced the dog as man's best friend. Eventually, the Earth overcame its psychogeological problems, and things dried out quite a bit. Mankind came to realize that it didn't control nature, but vice versa. The dolphins were very smug about the whole thing because, of course, they had known this all along. I can't say what happened on Earth after that because our family moved to Mars. We're very happy here, and we have you to thank for it. You see, coming here was your idea. Just before you died, you said, "Get me off this stupid planet. Take me someplace far away, someplace quiet and cool." And today, as I stood there watching that little capsule with your frozen corpse inside disappear among the stars, I realized that you're right where you wanted to be. You're someplace far away, someplace quiet and cool. You're a galactic popsicle, great-great-grandpa, and I hope you'll always stay that way. So from the year 2071, Happy New Year, because it's the end of the world as you knew it, and we feel fine.